Welcome. I am the FX Savant. And in this video, I have something really special for you. I'm going to go through my full trading routine, how I actually prepare and find a trade, and we're going to go through it and see how it plays out. This is for anyone who wants to know exactly how a trader prepares the watch list and identifies and finds a setup to trade from what he's created. I think this will be really special and really educational. So without further ado, do me a favor, drop me a like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into the video. I look at the chart, or I go back to analyze the chart, prepare for the next day at the market close. So 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for me, the daily candle closes and a new one is starting to form. So I always come at the market at that time and prepare for the next day. It doesn't matter if price closed at the exact same price that it opened on that day or the previous day. It doesn't matter. There are different things that happen within the day that I start every day like a fresh slate. So I start over, look at it, market close, and prepare for the next day. And what do? I go to the monthly. It doesn't matter if I take a trade on the same pair 5 days in a row, 10 days in a row. I will always start on the monthly. The monthly is the way I do my analysis, so I will always start there. And on the monthly, what do I see? On the monthly, I see that price had just broken above previous resistance. So price had failed to break above this area before. All these wicks right in here, and now we finally broken above it. I wasn't able to get in on this long position to take advantage of this long position. I wasn't able to participate, so I'm not going to chase a trade. I'm not going to continue to look for longs until I get the correct setup. But one thing I do know is that the market can't go in one direction forever. If it goes up, it has to come down to continue to go up higher. So I can take advantage of the retracement. I can set up for the retracement. That's the premise on the monthly, is price is making a move to the upside. Once it shows that it's ready to correct itself, I would like to participate in the retracement. So let's drop down on the weekly. On the weekly, first thing I identify is this right here, and spoke about this in a previous video. It'll be here, probably right here. It's about the head and shoulders pattern. As you can see, price came, found resistance right in here. We had a correction and we broke above that resistance level and closed above it. And then we immediately broke back into the area. And then we came to try to retest the left shoulder, or the resistance that was originally created. False breakout that broke up and broke back in, and we failed to break above the left shoulder, and we continued to make a move to the downside. Go watch that video. Everything I just explained is all in that video in more detail. How to take advantage of these head and shoulders patterns is also in there as well. So with that being said, this is the resistance area that we have just broken and closed above on the weekly. And now we see this black candle, which is the bearish candle for me, the red candle for some of you all. And we're starting to see that this weekly candle is starting to form some sort of retracement or correction. We were starting to retrace. We made a move up indicated by this wick. Now we're starting to come down. Great. That's what I'm looking for. A little more indication that price wants to retrace or correct itself after it had this big impulse move to the upside. Let's drop down on the daily. We can see that price broken above the resistance, started to retrace a little bit. And where would price most likely stop? In my eyes, you know what I'm gonna say? We started here, and here, and now we're up here. We would like to see this market come and complete at the neckline of the overextended W formation that we found right in here, which is also the resistance level that was broken to the upside. So we want to see the market break a resistance level and come back and use it as support. There's the premise to this trade. Now let's drop down to the entry time frame where we monitor this. So here is the close of the 1 o'clock candle. Play it forward. Okay, 5 o'clock. I'm now looking at this market. I'm seeing this potential setup. I'm saying, hey, this is what we could have. I could see a move to the downside after we've seen this explosion to the upside coming down here before we continue this move to the upside for a further impulse correction and impulse move. So I go to sleep. That's it. 4 o'clock, I do my analysis. I see everything. I go from the monthly, go to the weekly. I see that we have an opportunity to retrace down. We have a lot of room to come back down. Yes, this is our levels. Everything looks good on the daily, on the weekly. This is what we see so far. On the 4 hour, I go to sleep. Play for one more, and I'll go until I wake up, and we'll see what it looks like. 1 a.m. for me, I wake up and I see this. I say, man, all right, this is before, I draw my risk to reward ratio and everything. I just want to keep it on there to keep the exact numbers that I use, which, matter of fact, before we go ahead and get into it, let's pull this up. As you can see, we have sell on AUD USD, and there are the numbers right in there. Just so you know, this was this 2.86 risk to reward trade right here. So on the hour, now that we've gotten down to the hour on our time frame, so I monitor everything on the 4 hour. We've seen that we've broken structure on the 4 hour. That's what I wanted to get to. We've broken structure on the 4 hour. This is why I didn't want to do it on the 4 hour, because I didn't want this candle to be exposed. But on the 4 hour, we've broken structure, and now we're creating lower lows. We'd like to see a lower high, and ideally, now this is intuition into my own personal thinking. This is the inside scoop on what I was thinking, is we have this level here that we could possibly have as resistance. So this is what price was doing. Broke below this level, broke below structure. We were failing to break back above, so we broke in support. We were now using it as resistance, had a little consolidation, but as long as we did not break above this area, I felt safe to enter into this trade. A lot of you all are probably looking at me like, man, I don't know why you want to enter into that trade. We're in a downward channel or whatever they're called. Usually you like to see price break out, the big move to the upside. And you know what? You're right. You guys won one. The channel traders, you won one. So if we play it forward a little more, let me see, because this trade was sent out at 3:05 as you saw on screen. Now I'm just patiently waiting right here. I'm patiently waiting. I wake up and this is all I see on the chart. I say, all right, let me give it a little more time to develop. We are at the highs of this 15-minute right in here of this consolidation right here. We're at the highs, and as you can see, if I take this off screen, see we are using everything. I'm using everything that I know to find this trade idea. So what do we have here? Found resistance, broke above resistance, immediately came back into the zone. Now we're starting to test the left shoulder. If price holds, then price should continue to the downside. If it breaks above it, then we're probably going to continue to the upside. So what did I do? Let's play it forward. Saw this candle, getting me a little bit excited. We're failing to break above the left shoulder. I love that. You know what that means for me? Let me get exactly onto it. We'll go down even to the 5-minute to where you can see this was the structure I was hoping held after we were starting to break structure, and it did. So now we are at 3 o'clock, 3 a.m. I sent it out at 3:05. Once again, 3:05, 3:04, 3:04. So the next candle within this, we entered as the price was down, entered in and said, okay, let's ride this trade. Let's talk about stops and targets. If we take our fib from the high to the low, we didn't enter into this trade. Let me get that one off screen. Did not break above structure. Go down to the 15, didn't break above structure. We didn't break, so we couldn't enter into this trade. But as you can see, we're making lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs. I trade what I say. I follow my trade plan until we see higher highs and higher lows created on this market. I would not want to enter. Did not enter. Had a nice 2.33 risk to reward setup, but wasn't enter triggered. But let's get back on topic. So if we draw our Fibonacci from the high to the low of this impulse move to the downside, what can we see? We have our zone that we would love to see price come in and at least retest. But since we were under this structure, since we broke so far under this structure, I was hoping that this structure would hold the market if it did want to stop hunt or do any manipulation to get some traders out of it. Ideally, this should have been some correct stop placement somewhere up in here. And the reason is because it's above the left shoulder. So if price breaks above this left shoulder, then it would probably continue to the upside, because we are then breaking structure to the upside and creating higher highs and higher lows. But I felt a little greedy, shouldn't say, but I felt a little greedy, yes. And I said, hey, let's just put it above the 618 Fibonacci retracement, because if it breaks above that, it will probably continue and test the 786 and continue to break higher. So this is the trade idea. We put our stop here, and why I was felt safe with putting my stop above the 618 was because if we jump to the daily, you can see that our stop is above the wick. You can see our stop is above the wick. We zoom in, even on the daily, put it above the high. So we're selling. We're putting our stop above the high. I've said that before. The stop has to go where the stop has to go. If you're buying, it has to go below the low. If you're selling, it has to go above the high. Because if structure is broken, then your trade idea is no longer valid. Stops and targets was set. Put our stop up here above the 618. Our target was exactly what we said. If we zoom out on the daily, you can see that yes, we have a move down, move up, a move down, and a move up. So where would we like to see this market come to and complete? This W formation is at the neckline. We got our targets at the neckline, and we're monitoring this trade. I monitored it on the 15, so let's ride. Let's see what happens. Play it forward. We're triggered into the market. Market's moving fine, moving perfect. We jump down to the 5-minute. You can see that we were breaking structure. We were triggered, entered, retest this area, and we were starting to make a move to the downside. So yay for me, because this trade was sent to not only the pro members, but the free members as well. We ate on this AUD AUD USD trade. If we play it forward, ooh, we're getting nice movement to the downside. Then we had a rejection. That didn't look so good, didn't look so hot. I was like, all right, so what? My strategy, my rules, they say to take these trades and over time, I will be profitable. My trading edge is not one trade, it's over time, I will be able to trade the market profitable with good risk to reward and trading structure the right way. So regardless of what happens, there's nothing I could do. My stops were stuck where they needed to be. My target was where it needed to be, and I couldn't do anything because nothing in my trading plan told me to move either one of those. So I'm just supposed to ride the trade out as from what my strategy says, my trading rules say. So we play it forward. We start to see, oh snap, price making movements to the upside with breaking structure to the upside. All right, that's all right though. What do we have? We have a W formation. What do we want to see? Price come and retest the neckline. Maybe that'll be enough movement to come back down, but that's not looking good. Okay, yeah, we rocking now. We really rocking. Price almost hit our stop, but it didn't. But now we're really rolling. All right, I want to stop right here. This is where people would say, all right, I got double, triple, top, inverted head and shoulders, or not inverted head and shoulders, excuse me. We have a regular head and shoulders. Price broke up, immediately came back into the zone, retest the left shoulder, did not break above the wick, and we continue to make moves to the downside, exactly what I want to see. So I'm like, yeah, we rocking. We have found a resistance here, and price should continue to the downside. We've already got it played out. Ooh, yeah, we rolling. We in profit. Oh, whoa, hey, look at that. Look at that. Come back, counts in red. Oh, snap. We like 2 pips away, less than 2 pips away from our stop loss, and we got less than a pip away from the stop. Oh, snap. This is looking like a goner. There's nothing we could have done, nothing I could have done. My trade didn't say to move anything. When price came in profit, it said just to hold the trade. So we hold the trade. All right, price coming back down. We're breaking structure to the downside. Nice. This is what we like to see. Yeah. Oh, whoa. Price breaking structure back to the upside. What are we doing? In my head, I'm thinking, all right, price found resistance here. We broke above the area, and then we immediately came back into the zone. Oh, good thing I drew my support and resistance box right here. Let's see what happens. I can't do anything. My trading plan, it says to stick with this trade. So we're rolling. As long as price does not break above this left shoulder, if it does, it'll be a loss. So what? Oh well. Then what happens? Price does not break above this left shoulder, comes back, retests. That's what we like to see on a head and shoulders. Then price starts to break structure to the downside. So previously, this area we had drawn out that we didn't want to see price break above was then used as support once price broke above it. Price played above it, came back in, doing some small things on a smaller time frame. All this noise, this is just noise right in here. Then we played around, finally broke below the structure. Once we broke back in the structure, this is technically left shoulder, right shoulder. If we did get a retest, this should act as the right shoulder to this left shoulder of this overall head and shoulders. If we zoom out, maybe on the hour, it'll look, this is the left shoulder head, break up, break back into the area. You use the left shoulder as resistance. Then, you know what I mean? Prices really, if we jump back to the 15, it was after it broke and went in our favor, broke below this support area that we were previously held at. It was, never even came back close to the entry. We're risk-free now. I go risk-free, move your stops to risk-free, and we ride the trade. It was a close one, but we ride the trade. Our TP's down here at this area. Let's see what happens. Price plays around a little bit, comes back, retests. We heat it up a little bit. Oh yeah, rolling. We risk-free, doesn't matter. Price playing around. I think it was about this time something crazy happened. And then, well, bam. All right. Then we was hit. TP reached. TP was really reached. Started to break structure to the downside, continue to the downside. So that's it. That's how we rock with it. Other than that, there's nothing really more to say. That's how I went through my trades. That's the things I'm thinking. It does happen like this. Yes, had a stop loss placed perfectly because it had to go where it had to go. It had to go above the high. And if it wasn't, we would have been taken out, but that's part of the game. So follow your rules, follow your trading plan to the T. Don't break them. They're there for a reason. This was an AUD USD trade for a 2.86 risk to reward ratio, and it was hit. A little bumpy ride, but overall emotions calm because we followed the plan, did what it's supposed to do, and came out with a winner. Hope you have a profitable day on and off the charts, and I'll holler at y'all on the next one.